Morning. You see these faces, Vicky?
Yes.
These are the faces of the special people we're going to talk about today. Hi, everyone. Good morning. So
Good morning.
today is not today. Tomorrow is the last day of AAPI Heritage Month. So I thought, what better way to end this month than talk about people who go viral for being racist on the internet, basically, specifically TikTok. And I sent you all the clips, so you saw them.
Yes. It's not just the people who, it's not necessarily the people's accounts who are the idiots. Some of them are like recording the idiots.
They're recording the idiots. But the people that are on there
in the video are the idiots.
Know they're being recorded for the most part. So, or no, they do.
All of that clear. Someone saw those cells on there. I'm like, wait, I'm not the idiot. I'm like, right. It's
the people who are the pictures of them. Those are the idiots. They are the people that made. So, I mean, we'll go to the first clip. I call it the Italian train ride from hell. They were cracking up and under their breath, but not so quietly, saying like "ni hao," thinking that's so hilarious and cracking up because this woman was on vacation with her boyfriend and his parents, who are Chinese, and they were on that train and they were just, I don't know. But in the comments you read from people who live in Italy, that was a TikTok video. They were all saying that there's such blatant racism in Italy, and people have come face to face with it many, many times. I've never been to Italy, so I don't know. But it was just, I'm like, what is so funny? Like, I don't get it.
They seem
like this
drunk
age
too. So like any,
But they weren't. That's the thing. They can't
weren't?
even use that as an excuse. They were not drunk. They were just
I don't mean an excuse. I'm just saying that when you said what's so funny, it's like stupid shit seems funny or when you're drunk. So, not that, excuses being racist, but like, yeah.
Well, no, they're just, I don't know, 20-something-year-olds who think, who's not mature. And it's so funny to make fun of a family on vacation trying to experience, culture and something that they should experience too. They should go around and experience some culture, enlighten themselves on other countries.
Right, exactly. Get out of it.
But I think, of course, I don't know if they put out an apology video, but they did write to or send messages to the original creator, the girl who put it up, who was filming it, saying, oh, please, can you put down the video? Can you, you don't understand how this has been affecting us.
Right.
I'm sorry that you took it that way. The spiel that is no accountability or recognition or actual sincerity in their apology.
Right. It's my life is being, impacted. So take it down rather than I'm sorry that I impacted your life negatively.
Right.
Kind of thing. Right. Exactly.
So I don't know. It makes me think like, do I want to take a trip somewhere? Because as my parents get older, I want to take them, to Europe and I'm just traveling. But then that thought does come into my mind. I don't know if you've ever had that, but I've always had that thought, like whenever we travel somewhere, are we going to be targeted for racism? That has always been in my mind. And as I get older, I'm like, I have less patience as I get older too. So like, are you going to find me in an Italian jail?
Right, for assault or something. Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to call you up, collect like, Vicky, I'm in Italian jail because I couldn't keep.
You know any Italian lawyers? What?
But I have that even now when I'm just driving somewhere, when I have to drive a little bit of long distance, like I'm in Dallas right now, and there's big, rest areas and stuff. But sometimes, there's when you gotta pee, and I'm like, can I stop in this town because I don't think there's a lot of people that look like me. I don't know if I'll feel safe stopping in this town to go pee. So, I've held it. I'm like, okay, no, I'm just going to wait till I get to a big, big rest area because I don't want to stop here. Because, we're in Texas, so it's moving here too. My family, they were a little, not my immediate family that was moving here with me, but my parents' siblings were all like, "Are you going to be okay in Texas?"
The funny thing is, some of those older videos that you and I talked about just on our own a while ago were taken in San Francisco, and I mean, there were a lot of these viral videos came out of California, so it's not like
not here
Texas has a lot of problems, but it's not like coming from like California was this, utopia of everyone.
Just watched was in Italy, so
right.
It's not
so I'm just saying, yes, it's a concern in Texas, but is it any more of a concern than stuff that happened in California? And, depending on where you are in California, there's lots of things I wouldn't stop in California.
Before, I was okay because I lived in California for many years. But that thought always, like any town that isn't big or has a lot of public access, big restrooms or anything, I always had that thought, like, will I be okay here? Also as a female, that's a whole different, there's just like layers of it. But
exactly. Many reasons not to.
We'll go on to the next clip, which is the Dallas Trolls, I call them, which is in Texas. They were on a live. Dave, can you play the next clip? This is a different one. That's okay. We can talk about this one.
Isn't that one in California?
That one was the one in California. That's the car rage.
That was not that I'm sticking up for Texas. I'm just saying that, like, it's everywhere. It's pervasive. Unfortunately,
no, it is. It's
everywhere.
That girl, which makes me really sad. She got hit by this family, Asian family that was driving, and they got into a little car accident. But she was screaming at them, yelling at them, like, "Do you have your license? Do you even have your papers? Do you understand English?" Just very angrily screaming. And then she proceeded to punch them and beat them up, and she pushed the man into oncoming traffic. Now, did she know that there was a car speeding down? I don't know, but no matter what, that's the side of the freeway, and pushing someone.
I don't care. If you look at the video, she's not, aware of her surroundings. She's
in just such rage mode.
Right.
But still, that's criminal. It doesn't matter what rage mode you push someone into oncoming traffic. It's criminal. Luckily, he didn't get hit, and it wasn't that bad. But so she put out an apology video. Sorry to the Asian community. And
did she?
What's sad is that she is half Filipino. Or so she claims to be. So she's part of the Asian community. Whichever half, her family is Filipino. Like, did they not come here? Did they not immigrate here? Did they not have to go through these struggles? Like, you're saying this about your own family? I don't know. That's really sad. It's
amazing.
To me.
Yeah.
And that's when that goes into she has just anger issues, rage issues. That goes into a whole thing. But I don't ever want to come face to face with someone who has rage issues and has these racist ideas. It's
how many generations does it take you to become a racist? That's almost a question of how many, or is it just like you said, is it just a personal thing with her where she's just anybody gonna get it? But
did her non-Asian side of the family have more influence on her? I don't know.
How did we find out she was half Filipino? Did she say in the video?
In her apology video.
In her apology video, okay. Is that I can't be racist because I'm a part Filipino, kind of. Is that part of the excuse?
I started to watch the apology video and I was like, you know what? I can't even watch it. It doesn't even feel sincere or real.
Right.
You know, I just
That's
saw
kind of,
comments.
that's that fallback thing, right? Where, well, I can't be racist because, well, yeah, you can, obviously.
Yeah.
That part of you didn't stop you from shoving that guy into traffic and yelling and
And
screaming at him about his
saying
paper.
such hurtful, harmful,
Right.
awful things. And you know, I just saw comments under her apology video, and a lot of Filipinos are like, "We do not claim her," and
In
I was like,
arms.
"Wait, they do not claim her?" So I had to go back to see why are they saying that, and then I saw that she said she did.
Ah, okay, okay.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, that. So, anyways, she gets an award too for being a viral idiot.
Viral idiot.
And so that video stays up. That post stayed up on TikTok by the original creator. I don't
Was
know
that
what the
part of
creator.
the family? Who recorded it? Who was the creator? Was
It was
it?
a friend of the family, or friend of the friend of a family, or something like that. But they
Okay.
had multiple angles somehow. Like they had
Yeah,
that
there
from
was someone like across the freeway taking. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know how they got that, but it was interesting to be able to see all the different angles, because
Yeah.
that's a criminal case, and they're going to be able to see just how criminal.
Oh, you in trouble, girl.
You in trouble. So, and then now let's go back to the Dallas trolls.
Hola,
Hello.
¿cómo estás?
Can you speak English? You don't sound fluent in Spanish.
My...
You have a problem?
아니?
Honey? I said, do you have a problem?
아니, 없는데?
Yeah. So that happened during a live battle, TikTok live. I don't know. Do you know the live battles, how that works?
No, explain it to me.
I don't know. That's what I was asking you.
I think it has something to do with like you're going live and then someone can pop in on your live
yeah.
and you.
You pop in and you.
It's
They
not like
call
you
it
invite someone; they can just go and find a live and they can just duet you
Yeah.
and like whatever.
So
Yeah.
the Korean girl, she was doing battle lives all day long, she says, and then she joined that one. And they, of course, you know, made fun of her. Now she did come on saying "Hola, cómo está?" And I when I watched it, I was like, why did she say that coming on first thing? Like
Right.
that
Does
was
she think everyone
weird.
in Dallas speaks in Spanish or something? Or
Or it doesn't even say Dallas specifically. I think the girl said that they're in Dallas. I think it just says US or something. So I was like, that was
okay.
weird too, you know. But even
Yeah.
if she came on and offended those girls, they could have just said, "Hey, we speak English."
Right.
um,
If she was
and
doing that as part of the battle to like provoke them or whatever,
so
then
she made a video later on because people asked, "Why did you come on there saying speaking Spanish?"
uh-huh.
And she said, you know, she was doing battles all day long, and most everyone that she was speaking to during the lives were all Spanish speaking, no matter where they were living. So she was just in that kind of like role, like going on. I was like, okay, whatever. That's
Okay.
still kind of, you know. I mean, a lot of people were backing her up, saying like, "Oh, we say that to our friends in the States. We go, hey, hola," you know. I'm like, yeah, but no, it's still kind of weird. Like when I watched it, I
Yeah.
was like, that's kind of weird. You see that the person you're going on the live with is from the U.S. You're gonna go on there and say like, "Hey, hi," you know, like
Yeah.
you're not gonna. It was
And
weird
not
to
to
me, but
not to victim shame or anything, but like she lived in the US, the bunny girl.
yeah,
So
she did. She went
it's
to
not
school.
like she didn't know anything about US geography or US,
But I mean,
US in
with that
general, but
said, you know,
with
she was
that
just
said,
trying to be.
exactly.
She was just being friendly. She was
Right,
being nice.
exactly.
I mean, how many times have I
All they
had
have to
people
do is
come up?
say, "Oh, hi" in English
Yeah,
and then just like, yeah,
right.
exactly.
I've had people come up to me and say "annyeong," and I'm not gonna be like rude to them. I'm just like, "Hey, yeah, hi, cool,"
Yeah,
you know.
hi.
Or if I
I
don't,
speak
like
better
people
English
have
than you do.
things to me in different languages that I don't speak, and I'm like, well, I don't speak that language, but cool, great that you do. You know, it's like, so all the girls had to say was like, hey, we don't speak Spanish, or hey, can you speak English? But they said it in such a tone like, do you speak English?
Right.
Can you speak English? Like, very rudely. They could have been annoyed, sure, but tell the girl, hey, I'm annoyed, if that's the case.
Right, and that still doesn't excuse the
No,
the slant-eyed picture and well, not just that, but they go on further to to make fun of her eyes and her accent and the Korean she's speaking and everything. And it just snowballed from there. But
with the mimicking
again,
and everything.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Finish your thought.
I'm just thinking, are these all going to be teenage girls? Like, what the fuck's going on in this country?
I mean, May
like we're 33.
It's been they're not all teenage girls, no.
Oh, that's right. We have another woman. Do we have any men?
No, sadly, women have been all the ones lately. It's been a little crazy.
I mean, ladies, what's up? Stop being assholes.
Yeah. Well, so the Dallas, one of the girls, she also put up an apology video. Again, I didn't really watch the full thing. People who watched it, were doing stitches with it, and they were just saying, like, it, again, does not sound sincere. It sounds like someone contacted some PR people and said, hey, how do I fix this? How do I not get canceled in life? I think she also wrote, like, people are threatening my child. You don't understand how this is becoming for my life. And it's like, well, then don't be an idiot. Don't
let your unsupervised underage child do TikTok lives with people all across the world. Where the fuck were you then? How were you watching your kid then when she was in the basement of your house?
Like, the girl even asked her, do you want to be famous? Do you want to go viral? They're like, no, we don't care about that. But you're being on live. You're being recorded. People are watching you. It's like, even if you think that stuff, like, just keep it under.
Don't do it. Right.
That's why I call them idiots. They're stupid.
They're stupid. That's a good point.
But fame is what they were going for. They got it. If they wanted fame,
congratulations. Yeah.
So again, I applaud them. They get another award.
Well done. They get a VI award.
So here's someone who's not a teenager. This one was the most recent one. It's called Tasty Thai. Dave, can you put up the Tasty Thai clip?
Oh my gosh, all we need to hear is that they have a restaurant. I think it says Good Thai. I think that's what the name of it, Thai. I don't know how to say that word.
The word that she's having trouble pronouncing is Thai, as in Tasty Thai, the name of the family restaurant that had to shut down because, of a video she made. She says this.
Something needs to be investigated because, now, heartbreaking as it is, it makes more sense that they are eating the meat and selling the meat. It is just, oh my God,
So because the abuser of the dog was Asian and in the proximity of another Asian restaurant that we come to find out have absolutely no association with each other, no connection whatsoever, she makes this claim that this restaurant is serving dog meat. And here's what one of the family members of Tasty Thai had to say, and it breaks my fucking heart.
But it's gotten to the point where I don't want my parents, I don't want my family, I don't want our staff to have to go through any of this. I don't want them to have to read this. We're getting threats that people are going to come to the restaurant. It's horrible.
Yeah.
That was recently. I think that was last week.
Do we know where that one was? That wasn't the...
I think it's California.
Just curious. Another woman, though. Yay.
Another woman. Again, I mean, if you heard that creator, because the original video is gone, it's taken off. Right. Because she made it herself, and so she's like, oh, people are within like 24 hours, not even 24 hours. She's like, oh, okay, I gotta erase this, but she's still out there. People are, people, of course, duetted it, stitched it
internet's forever. Yep.
The Sujia, who is the Korean woman
who duetted it.
Yeah, who duetted it. And she has a great TikTok following account pointing out racism on the internet. but she did a great job explaining it because she watched everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, this woman was on a walk, saw a dog being chained out, abused looking, called for the owner. The owner came out Asian. Nearby, Asian restaurant. Oh, they must be together.
Right.
So she made that video saying that they're eating dogs and selling
Yeah.
dogs. Like,
Idiot.
again,
Yeah.
first of all, no relation to each other and has to relate
Nope.
them. And then,
No.
because they're Asian, it's an Asian restaurant,
Mhm.
they're selling dogs. Like, can we please stop with this whole narrative? Like,
Yeah.
I just don't get, like, you've never been asked if you eat dog meat, have you?
No.
Yeah. I have. I've been asked
Yeah,
when I was
sure.
little, and I was traumatized. I was like, what do you mean, do I eat dog? What? Like, first of all, I love dogs. I had dogs all my life, and I cried because I was like, who would eat? I didn't even know people ate dog meat.
You didn't even know that they were asking you that because you were Asian, though. You're just like, why are they asking me if I ate dog?
I didn't know that because I just thought, why would I eat my dog? Like, I was like, why would you? But, you know, it was explained to me because I was so upset and crying. I was like, then that just made me more upset. I was like, what? Why would they think, you know? And then, of course, I got upset thinking like, oh gosh, they're eating dogs in other countries. And I know there is a problem, but that's not like the whole country. It's certain parts, certain, you know, areas. I know in Korea specifically that they're working very hard to get rid of, I don't know if they made it illegal now. They may have. I have to look into that.
You have to look into that.
But yeah, that just, it's, so that poor man and his family, the restaurant had to shut down. They closed because they were getting death threats. Their employees were getting death threats. It's like, how scary is that your business has to close because of some stranger making a video, making claims, nobody actually trying to figure out, are these claims right? Are they real? Do they have any relation? It's just like, no, we're going to listen to this, you know, woman who has no idea. Like, we don't know who she is, but we're going to listen to her.
Right.
Because obviously, yeah, you're Asian, you must be selling dog meat. Like,
she's like, I don't even know how to say the name of that thigh or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
that's fine. If she's never heard of the word Thai, whatever. It's like, again, I think lovingly people should send her some Thai food. She should she should just get bombarded with some delicious Thai food.
Thai food, exactly. There you go. Maybe that would do it.
I'd rather just, you know, show kindness and love and like, listen, woman, here's some Thai food.
Exactly.
No dog meat. No dog meat.
Well,
you want to watch us make it?
You know, not to combat racism with racism, but you're like, lady, you of all people, you're a woman, a Hispanic woman. You could have been a target of, you know, racism very easily. Why are you doing that to someone else? What is this, you know?
But that goes to show, like, it doesn't, there's such ingrained racism in all of us. There is. I think there's like little biases here and there, and I have to stop myself sometimes, like, wait, did I just think of that?
Right. No one's perfect. Right. But,
yeah.
you know, keep it here.
But yeah, I mean, but you know, it's like little micro, like sometimes too, growing up, I was like, did that really just happen? Or is that not? I don't know. Just left me feeling a little icky, but maybe it wasn't, like from somebody else. Where I was like, no, it can't be. That wasn't racist, but it was. You know, with more awareness too. I'm like, oh, that definitely was. I can't let that pass. That's not okay. Yeah. I mean, your parents, they were from.
That's why I was like, how many generations does it take for people to become racism? Because, you know, my dad didn't speak any English until he went to school and had to learn in ESL classes and stuff. And so, you know, my grandparents were immigrants, and you know, I don't even have any white friends in Austin. Like all of my friends are of color, and it just doesn't even like my brain just doesn't even go there. And I'm like, okay, well, 10 years down the, 10 generations down the line, are my family the racist? Like it's such a weird thing because I, remember that, and I know how,
Well,
Polish people
no,
were treated.
because
Not that it's a race thing; it's a different thing, but still.
right. But it is really how you're raised. Like your family went
Right.
through stuff, so you're going to raise them differently. Speaking of ESL, I was at a networking function recently for AAPI month, and
Yeah.
the guy who was hosting it said to everyone, raise your hand if you ever put an ESL class, even though you didn't need ESL. And I was like,
Right.
what? Is this everyone else? I mean, I raised my hand. There were a lot of people who raised their hands. I was like, oh, it's not just me.
Right.
Because, I've told Vicky, now I'll tell everyone in the world, when I was younger, I was put into, I was in Catholic school, and then we moved and I went to a public school. And it was like from first grade to second grade I went. And in second grade, they put me in ESL class. I have no idea why they put me in ESL class. I can barely speak Korean.
I think we know why they put you in ESL, but yeah, it's not a good reason.
No, it's because I was shy. And that's what the host guy said. If you're ever shy and they put you in ESL class, and that was me. I was shy. I didn't speak much.
Right.
My sister and brother went to the same school as me. They were not put in ESL class. Now, the school should know we're from the same family. I'm the middle child. Why would the middle child all of a sudden not speak English?
Right. They should have had your ears checked, not put you in ESL. Like,
yeah. But I loved it. I was like, this stuff is easy. And Mrs. Hunt, my ESL teacher, was like, you're so good at this. I was so great.
like I know, right?
But it was very short lived because my parents found out and they told the school, like, she speaks English. Like, she's just quiet. So that was an interesting bonding moment for me.
Let's get to that last video so you have time to chat with the boys.
So the last one is I call it Austin beef. So let's play the last one, Dave.
Have you ever seen that Asian show, Money?
It's a show about Asian people.
So quick rundown, young Korean woman is having hot pot with her male friend, and some random woman that neither of them know slips them a note. And this is what the note says. Run, run, run. I know this type of loose Asian girl. She is a poser Asian and a clear gold digger. You are a nice man who deserves a kind girl. You deserve more.
What just pisses me off.
Yeah. So that when I saw that was I was like, wait a minute. I know that place. It's in Austin. I definitely know it. The girl stood up for herself, definitely. And she said, like, I pay for everything. I have my home. Because we saw the original video. The original video was taken down for violations by the original creator, who was the girl who was sticking up for herself. She's trying to get it back on. She's like, why was it taken down? But yeah, she was just having dinner. Someone slips this note. It's like, she's like, I pay for my own stuff. And the woman's like, oh, really? You pay for your own things? It was obnoxious. Her husband was over it. He was like trying to get her in. Let's ask Dave and Steve to join us. See what they think.
Seen that Asian show, Money?
Are we all on
It's a show
mute?
about Asian people.
So quick rundown, young Korean woman is having hot pot with her male friend.
Kill the thing.
Some random woman that neither of them know slips them a note. And this is what the note says. Run, run, run. I know this type of loose Asian girl. She is a poser Asian and a clear gold digger. You are a nice man who deserves a kind girl. You deserve more.
Twice.
First of all, the girl that they took her video down, if you're watching this, call us. You can come on the show and talk with Rachel and Vicky. We'll let you play your video as long as you want. Have at it.
Yeah.
We don't care. You're good. That's all day. I'm just shocked at all of it. So being a Jew from New York, and I know nobody knows that, we were just taught people are human beings. So we grew up and listen, I'm married to an Asian. So everybody's white unless you're Asian. And it's just like, you could be black, green, purple. You're just all white people. Like when we go to a restaurant, she goes, "Oh, you white people." And we could be with black friends, and there's like, "You white people." So, and she doesn't mean an offense. It's just, it is what it is. I come from a very different, I guess, generation where you actually respected people. You actually, especially being from New York, you respected people. You spoke to people. Um, this culture now where the kids haven't been raised up on anything but an iPad. This is why this is happening, right? Their parents,
Yeah, but that
and
last
now
lady in the
this.
last video, though, Stephen, she was older. She was your age.
Yeah, but she's probably from the South, so she uses the N word like you would
Yeah,
say butter.
but
But I'm just saying, that's just that she was raised at a point where, like, she remembers Asians in the internment camps during World War II. She uses the N word because that's how she was, and she's not changing, and she's still
It's
from the South. And
people like
when she,
her that are
right.
raising the younger generation to think like
Well,
her.
a certain younger generation. Just remember, when she divorces her husband, they're still brother and sister. Okay, very simple. So it's just one of these things where people I'm glad these videos are out and people are speaking out, but really the parents, in this, like, your child's not your friend. Your child's your child. When I was a kid, if I swore, I got a soap in my mouth, which I went through a lot of soap. And also, you got slapped. You got spanked. Nowadays, you do that. Your kids are like, "I'm going to call the parent." I'm like, "Good, call the social services. Let them take you. I'll get another kid." I mean, this thing, the parenting is part of the problem. Society is a problem, and everybody thinks they're whatever, because mommy told you were successful when you came in 300th. This is what this all extends to. We don't have parenting. There's nobody teaching kids right or wrong. They all want to be TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch, and the list goes on, stars.
But this is what I'm saying. I grew up with this. It's just now known to people because the younger generation is videoing, standing up for themselves. I grew up with it, and I was told, let it go, don't make it big, don't cause any trouble. That's what I was told.
Right.
I'm so proud of the younger generation for putting it out there.
Oh, I'm glad they're putting it out. But when I grew up, I was being Jewish. We got made fun of all the time. So you had two choices you had to be a smart ass back, or you had to fight. So there's some times where, like, the joking didn't work. And it was like, okay, I'm going to kick your ass now. And you got in a fight. And at the end of the day, whether they kept making fun of you or not, they respected you. And the problem is today is that, so people don't want to fight because that's wrong, I guess. But they put it on video. And the other thing is I just don't think people care. They put it on a video. It's almost very passive aggressive, which is nice because it's hopefully teaching somebody something. But at the end of the day, say something. Like, you can't just put a video
if you
out
were
there.
in the restaurant with your wife
So that's
and someone had
asking you.
what would you have done?
Having, since you're married to an Asian woman, let's ask you. Let's say you went to have a nice dinner with your wife.
You're out with your gold digger.
Right. Listen, my wife is a trophy wife. She got the plaque. That's what I am. I got it. And just so we're clear, my wife and my girlfriend and my mistress, all Asian. It makes it very easy.
Okay, well, that's good. We're out to dinner with any of them or all of them.
Right. I usually go with all three. It's just easier that way because they're gold diggers. First of all, and I think Rachel knows my wife. My wife is not shy. So if someone said something, my wife would be, before I could even open my mouth, she would say something and then she'd be pissed. And then I would probably say a lot more. But since the guy was taking his Saturday Night Live, like, Jane, you ignorant slut, like taking his ignorant slut away, I probably would have been like, just let it go. She's like, she's average. And the husband, who has an IQ, which I'm very proud of, congratulations, and he's saying, honey, let it go. I would have been like, just let it go. But if the husband and her were jumping in, then yes, I probably would have been like, my New York side would have come out where we use the F word like a comma and the C word, and it would have been much uglier, the language. Like, you couldn't show the video.
My question is, how would you feel? How would that make you feel?
I don't feel, my way. I don't have feelings for this anymore. I'm coming from New York City and traveling the world and seeing racism and more horrific things than racism as I've traveled for the last 40 years. I'm just immune to it, and I'm just like, it is what it is. People are stupid, and I'm just not gonna. I don't let it get to me anymore. And my wife has to learn that. And there's things that'll happen. I'm like, don't let it get to you. It's like, they're just stupid.
That I was told growing up, don't let it get to you have to let it.
Well,
Well,
it's,
Matt,
it's
I'm not letting it go. As I get older,
What's in-
no patience.
What's interesting,
that's
I think,
okay.
what's interesting in this whole debate is, the very roots of where all this stuff comes from. And I think is that there's an element of fear that people have and misunderstanding. Now, whether or not that misunderstanding and fear is strengthened by lack of education or lack of upbringing is really by the by. I moved out of a town when I was 8, moved into the country. I was a townie. I was immediately, and it was easy. It was an easy soft spot to find. Oh, he's a townie. He's come here because they were building estates where it used to be housing estates where it used to be all green grass, where everybody else used to play, etc., etc. Later on in life, you hear. I mean, I live in Holland. It was the same in the UK. When I first came to Holland, my experience with my then partner, she said, "Oh, I found this apartment for you, and this is at this address." So I go to the address, knock on the door. A gentleman comes to the door. Gentleman is from he's a Hindustan, so he's a gentleman of color, and she explains to him, "We come for the room," and he takes us upstairs. So, this is your room. This is your new apartment. And the first reaction I had was, "Is it okay for me to live here?" Because in the UK, I could not lived as a very boring vanilla white guy in a house in an area where people were from another ethnic background. That wasn't possible because in the 1950s, when the Windrush generations came over, people didn't really integrate. They weren't allowed to integrate. They were pushed into ghettos. They came for jobs which didn't pay too much. So they were in poor housing, which kept them in the ghettos. And so the communities grew within those areas, and they didn't integrate. There wasn't space in society to let them integrate. And then by definition, because they are different, because they live somewhere else, and they're also of color and a different culture, the fear and the ignorance sets in. And for me, it's the fear and the ignorance which fires all this racism which we have around us today.
I mean,
yeah. And the thing about it is, Stephen is quite correct. It's like the social media is just, a new megaphone. It's just quick and easy to do, and anonymous as well for many people.
Unless you put yourself on video with your face.
Or unless you come on this show.
But then again, people would come onto the show and they would defend it, and we would have this conversation, and they would look at you blankly as if to say, "Well, I'm not racist. I'm not racist," because they have no cornerstones in their upbringing, in their education, in the life that they live to touch on, or a touchstone. Oh, I'm not racist. I like people. The typical thing you hear in Holland is, "Oh, I'm not racist. I don't mind black people."
That's what I would hope for all these.
You said what? Yeah, and then and about being racist, somebody said to me while I was trying to learn Dutch, right? The wackiest thing that I ever heard. Because the only touchstone they had was Turkish and Moroccan immigrants as being like very ignorant people and very stupid people. When I was trying to learn Dutch, somebody said to me, "Oh, you sound like a white Turk."
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I don't.
Can you believe that? Because I'm struggling to learn a foreign language, that they associate me with somebody who's already here, already working, already has a lifestyle here, who came here to work.
Learning a different language, actually speaking a different language, but you have an accent. It's like, you try learning a different language. I called all these women idiots going viral, which they are, but like, honestly, like I say, out of kindness, what I want for all these women is, after going viral, learning the backlash, like, take some introspection, think about it, and really change. Like, let's not turn this whole thing into a negative. It's like, okay, let me learn from this. Let me try to do better. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I still feel this way, but I'll become smarter and I'll keep my thoughts to myself so that
But
I'm not so stupid.
But here's the thing. I don't think they will, and here's why. The only reason
No,
most of them
probably not.
apparently, I'm like, I made notes when you were talking, like this one girl's writing an apology letter, please down the video, do this. So basically what we're hearing from people, if you will, is that it's okay for me, like if we're not recording right now and I want to insult everybody, right? It's okay because no one's catching me. But I can't do it when people are recording me. So no, it should be one of these things where just don't do it. The girl that pushed the guy almost into traffic, I would have been like on the phone with the police going, attempted manslaughter. Why aren't you in jail? Like literally full stop. If you're that stupid, that's what you need. You want to learn a lesson? I'm going to teach you your lesson. Because it's like, if you try to defend yourself, whether it's physically or verbally, it never being, if you will, the victim, and there's no victim in either of it. I don't look at it that way. It's just like ignorant people with IQ points. So if you're the person with IQ points, if you try to defend yourself, it doesn't end well for you and it doesn't end well for the other person. So it really does become, it's great to record it. It's great to call them out. It's great to shame the idiots. But really, it's got to be like, a kumbaya moment. Like, why can't we all get along? It really has to be like, it's just another human being. They made a mistake. It's no big deal. And if this guy is with an Asian girl and she's a gold digger and he likes it, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? It's good for him. Let it go. But I mean, like, hey, grandma, shut up. Like, but at least her husband was smart enough to drag her away. And then the video with the dog and the Hispanic lady, like, lady, just you're an idiot. Like, full stop. The lady who's explaining everything.
I think it should also just be okay to say, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yeah, but people don't. They only say I'm sorry when their life is threatened or they get 12 million views on whatever social media platform. Goes, you're an idiot. We're going to do this. Then they're like, oh, I'm so. It's like when a celebrity does something stupid, like Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Then he apologizes 3 weeks later. It's the same thing. He was caught.
But then again, we have to learn then, as being part of the 12 million people who are pissed off about the fact that somebody's made a mistake. We have to learn that mistakes are acceptable.
I don't give kindness. So it's like, if you're truly sorry, then cool.
But unfortunately, Rachel, do I have to write that in capital letters then on social media to be truly sorry?
First of all, when they
see what I mean?
apology videos, they do not seem sincere at all. They're doing it to save face. But if you're truly sorry, it shows through. Like you can, and if you're truly sorry, people will be like, okay, take this as a learning experience. And let's have open dialogue. Actually, the one creator, the girl with the bunny ears and the Dallas girls, she said, let's let it go. She let it go. She's like, I take that apology video, even though it wasn't sincere. She's like, I take it. She's like, I just wanted to stop. Let's move on. Let's have open dialogue. She asked the girl to come on live with her and have open dialogue, and the girl said no. So like, it's, people want to say, hey, let's move past. But when you're not showing the initiative to move past it is the problem. That's all.
But all I can say is that I'm truly sorry because we're coming to the end of the show. And it's my time to push the button.
Yeah. Well, let's just end it with, let's be kind.